Welcome to the show From the Soapbox to the Stage. I'm your host, Bill Corbett. If you've ever dreamed of standing on a stage to inspire, educate, or motivate an audience, then stay tuned. I'll be interviewing top speakers and sharing tips on each episode for helping aspiring speakers, as well as those who have already stepped onto a stage, how to move from public speaker to professional speaker. Now, many people get opportunities to present to a group or speak at an event, but how many of those actually get invited back to do it again? Only those with the talent and professional business skills that event planners and organizers are looking for. That's what viewers will learn here as they hear from professional speakers who have been there and have done it. Now, with me on the show today is Pete Winiarski, professional speaker, transformational leader, business consultant, and results coach. He's the author of the #1 international bestseller, Act Now, a daily action log for achieving your goals in 90 days. Now, Mr. Winiarski is also the innovator behind the Win Holistic Transformation Model, a system of innovative and actionable strategies to help individuals, business leaders, and businesses achieve their full potential. Welcome to the show, Pete.
Thank you, Bill. Happy to be here.
Tell me a little bit about your book, first of all, how it came about, if you would.
Yeah, Act Now, a daily action log for achieving your goals in 90 days, is all about taking action to get what you want. And there's so many goal achievement books out there that, here's another one that takes a different angle, because many people watched the movie The Secret or read the book The Secret, and they think that they can sit on the couch and just eat bonbons all day and magic's going to happen. And the whole story there, what they missed was you have to actually do something and you have to take action. And there's actually a variety of types of action to take that can make all the difference, little things every single day.
So did your book come before your speaking business, after you started your speaking business? Because I know a lot of speakers have books,
right.
And it's always a good idea to have a book because not mainly just to make money, but it's a piece of you that people want to take with you.
Right. Actually, the speaking grew out of the consulting business. So consulting and workshops and training and speaking after a corporate career. And then the book just, it bubbled out of me. It was one of these, part of what I know about myself is I'm here to help other people learn through things that I've learned, help them to transform their lives. And the book was based on really the intersection of what I've learned in the corporate career and then studying science of success and goal achievement principles. So by really applying these things myself and then figuring out what works, there came the book, and then there came the magic where the speaking just really shot up as a result of having the book.
So you started out in consulting in the beginning, consulting in goal setting, or
no, really in working with business transformation. I mean, think of the Fortune 500 company who is not as profitable as they need to be, or think of the smaller business that is struggling to make sales and to meet their customers' demand as the demand is going up. Anything in the business environment is what we can help you with. And so it started in that world from my experience as an executive and experience as a change agent and experience in training and development roles, then into the consulting roles.
And then you found yourself speaking in front of groups.
Yes.
Now, did you find your audience, or your audience find you? In other words, did you have to do marketing to launch your business, but was it like in some cases it was just like a smooth transition? You suddenly go, I'm speaking, and I didn't even realize that you started this. Was that what it was like? Or?
A lot of the speaking that I do, especially at first, is with existing consulting clients. We end up having impact with what we're doing, and then they say, we've got this leadership summit. Can you help us and talk about leadership? And then next thing you know, I've got a speaking gig about leadership. Once the book came into play, it's easy to talk about the book with existing clients. And next thing you know, I'm doing a keynote about the book with an existing client base. So it really helps to have one element of the business, and then it's almost like building blocks. And speaking is a necessary building block to have, I think, in just about any business.
So you brought a clip with you of your speaking, and I want to roll that now. So I'm going to ask my crew if they're ready to go, and we're just going to take a quick little 2-minute clip.
Yeah, let's do that.
Of you speaking, and looks like it's part of your book program. And so let's take a look.
Great. of you do set goals? Just show of hands. Very good. Well, here's what I'd like to do. Let's give a round of applause. Standing ovation. Everyone up. All right, thank you. Simply the act of setting goals will set you apart from those who do not by a large margin. Now, Act Now as a methodology is not just for individuals. What I do in my spare time is I am a business consultant. I have a consulting company. We work with business leaders in corporate America, in fact, all over the world, not restricted to the US. And we help them transform their businesses and transform their results. And the interesting part of this model is action-oriented is part of the culture that you want to have in your business to really set yourself apart. Planned actions. Remember, we talk about planned actions for all of our goals. Now, what we did before is we set a goal and then we wrote down 3 steps. Well, what I want you to do is to say, given what I plan to do towards my goals and knowing what my intention is today, I'm going to plan to do these things. That's the challenging question I want to plant in your mind right now. We're not predetermined based on ourselves. Our cells can learn and behave differently based on how we reprogram our minds to actually behave. So the good news is we can reprogram. We are not stuck with the lot in life that we've been handed to us. So don't believe for a moment that that's the case for you. We can turn that around.
So the one thing that I loved about that clip is you really had your audience engaged, and I think viewers will notice that you had them there to talk about the concepts from the book and the things that you asked them to do, and standing up and giving themselves applause and everything. So they were eating, what do they say, eating from the palm of your hand.
Yeah, that's right. Well, engagement is so important because you don't want people sitting back and being bored, and the body language and people falling asleep. I don't know if you've ever had anyone fall asleep on you. I actually had one recently, and they were asleep in the event. But the other 99% of the folks were so engaged, they were so excited, and that's what really matters.
Yeah, it has happened to me, and I'm standing up there on stage, and there's somebody sleeping right in the front. Right. I go, you have to go, am I that dry? But again, you have no idea what they're probably up all night. They're not feeling well, whatever. So you just but it's a good reminder, because good speakers stay engaged with their audience. You use the feedback from your audience to go, okay, I'm losing my audience. I got to change. I know I got 3 slides set up, but I might speed through them to get to this other thing.
That's right. That's right.
So you only got a couple minutes left, but in line with your business, how do you go get more business?
Well, a lot of times it is building off of the existing base. So that's the first part. We really find that the consulting work ends up generating more demand for the speaking. And so that's the first part. The second part is we find that the book, and getting people to know about the book and contacting people about the book itself actually is a very interesting entree into a conversation about a speaking gig. So that's the second thing that we really do quite a bit of. The third thing is actually being very active on social media. I have one of the people on the team, and they are banging away on the computer, looking and forming relationships through social media, and that's turned into some interesting things, either TV gigs or speaking gigs, and it's wonderful. Social media does actually work.
So you get business from your consulting. So
Yes.
that may be one of your products or services you offer, and you market the consulting. And from that, you can always add on book sales.
That's right.
And speaking at conferences or keynotes. You do keynotes too?
I do, yes.
And so you've also gotten work from your book as well.
Yes.
So it's good to have a book out there because you can use that. I love a book because the book is like a giant business card.
It is.
Because it gives you way more information than what's on your card. And do you ever get to the point where you've got way too much business? Do you ever have to send any clients away?
Well, I haven't sent clients away, but I've built the team. So I actually have a team of contractors.
Okay.
So I have people out working right now. While I'm sitting here with you, they are in faraway cities working with clients on the consulting engagements. Now, most of the speaking I'm doing, but when it crosses into the training and workshops that the consulting team can actually do, they're doing some of that. It's Win Enterprises content that I've been heavily involved in creating and developing. You know, the Win Holistic Transformation model that you mentioned in the introduction, and we do an awful lot on pieces of that model and helping companies to transform. And we put the whole thing together so that there are pieces that I do, but then how do you get the other folks on the team to do it?
And it sounds like you've replicated yourself in some fashion to be able to get out there. So that's awesome.
Just add water.
Yeah, just add water. Would you stay through the break? We're going to talk about some tips for people who are aspiring or thinking about adding speaking to their business.
Looking forward to it.
Okay. When it comes to professional speaking, feedback is one of the most powerful forms of developing your skills on the stage. But relying on your audience to provide that feedback isn't always the answer. Now, I'm going to ask Pete to stay over the break and get him to reveal his #1 speaking tip for getting feedback that he says provides the best opportunity for learning. Don't go away. We'll be right back.